you guys a little bit of wall decor to kick off this video. Got the old Big 8 back there. Buck that found 3 months later. First Missouri buck. Big 8 from last year. On today's video, I want to take you guys back to last year where me and my buddy Dalton Hopper did some trapping on my property and some of the neighboring properties as well. So we're going to show you guys this video, kind of the whole process of setting up a trap, and then give you guys a rundown at the end of it on how things went for us after we finished our 2 or 3 weeks of trapping. So y'all enjoy this one. Put my old hunting grounds hat on. Shameless plug. Make sure you guys go check these out at arkyapparel.com. Anyways, deer season is kind of winding down here in Arkansas. I've only got 1 tag left, 1 or 2 tags, just all doe tags. Don't really have any particular reason to go and shoot one. So with that being said, gonna start preparing for next year and kind of doing some land management stuff. You know, that's going to benefit the turkeys as well as the whitetail. So with that being said, I've got a friend of mine that I went to school with coming over, and he's going to bring some foot traps, and we're going to set out quite a few traps on my own property and some family land as well. So we're going to be out, set some traps. He's got quite a few, so hopefully we're able to get some in the ground today and hopefully catch some predators. I've had a lot of experiences over the past couple of years with running trail cameras of just coyotes, specifically coyotes. I know they're not the only ones. Messing with, you know, turkeys and deer and stuff like that. And hopefully I can find some of these photos and I can throw them up in here. But I have one specific incident this year where I was bow hunting from the ground out on some public ground, and had a spike come running by, and actually had a coyote right behind it, just messing with it. Truth of the matter is, if a coyote gets the opportunity to take out a turkey or a deer, you better believe that they're gonna capitalize on that opportunity to, you know, take something out and eat some food on their own. So you see that these predators do mess with these animals. And for our area, where it's just coyotes, bobcats, and black bears, there's not really an animal that keeps these coyotes and bobcats in check very much. It's our job as stewards of the land to come in and try to manage these animals to a population that helps turkeys and deer thrive at their utmost potential. So that's what we're going to be doing today, is going out, setting some traps, and then checking them tomorrow. So hopefully we're able to catch some stuff. We're going to be trapping specifically for foxes, coyotes, and bobcats, and we may catch possums or skunks and stuff like that as well. But that's what we're trying to do, is catch some coyotes, save turkey poults, save fawns, and hopefully have an impact on the population around here.
Try to stake most of the traps.
Yeah.
If we get in some wooded stuff, I'll throw a drag tag because they're just so much faster. But
yeah.
All right. Let's see. So what I got to do first, you got to dig a trap bed out, because you're actually going to bury this trap. A lot of people don't know that you're actually putting this trap underground. And it's really important to have a really strong, firm trap bed so this trap doesn't wobble at all. It's actually not too rocky for Arkansas. And these are called earth anchors. So the way that they work is you put them on a pole and you drive them down into the ground, point down. And once they're in so deep, you pull on them, they'll set them. They'll be horizontal and they'll lock in the ground. They won't pull out.
Closer look at that.
Had guys pull out 4-wheelers, trucks, all kinds of stuff with these little earth anchors. And it's got a shock spring on it. Try to help any kind of foot damage. Make it as comfortable as possible. These are pretty good sized traps, but they're all laminated, which means they got this bar welded at the top of them. So it's not gonna rub and displaces that load over a farther part of their paw so it doesn't damage that foot. A lot of guys in live market trapping will use these kind of traps so they can have less foot damage, which means they get more money for the coyotes. Set that. These all have night latches on them, so you can hear them click. That's how you know it's set right. That needs to dug out a little better. I call it a night latch because a lot of guys used to set traps in the dark, and they knew that the trap was set right when they heard it click. And if you trap long enough, you'll get your hand stuck on it. Right now, I'm just trying to get this all locked in here good and tight. Shouldn't be any freezing temperature, so don't need any buckwheat holes or anything underneath it to keep it from freezing.
Yeah, because the trap wouldn't go off then.
Right.
Yeah.
The jaws will actually freeze to the ground. You won't be able to tap on that trap and it not move. So they step on any part of this and it rocks. They're gone. They're not coming back.
They're gonna know something's there.
They'll dig it up. It'll look like a scientist out there uncovered it with his bone tools. Like a dinosaur bone buried out there. You'll see just a jawbone, or a jaw of that trap sticking up. A lot of times I'll use wax paper. Started experimenting with some steel pan covers. That was too small. So what this is going to do is keep your dirt out from underneath the pan.
Okay. Keep it.
You get rocks
wet.
underneath it. It won't fire.
Yeah.
Won't let that pan drop. So these are new this year. I haven't tried these yet. Being steel, they're supposed to make it where it's a bigger kill zone too. So you just take it and wedge it up under there like that. I pressed too hard because I fired it. You don't want any kind of bubbles or anything on there to where it's going to be higher than the ground. Now you can and this is just to keep the grass and the dirt, and the rocks, big clumps, stuff like that out of it. What you're trying to do is you're just trying to keep them from any kind of big rocks blocking those jaws when it fires. I like to get it back down where you can see that trap pan is. And you can actually press on the outsides of it. Really bed that trap good and firm. A little bit of a jaw showing. So now that's just bedding a trap. A lot of times I like to make a dirt hole, especially if you got a mound. I forgot to bring my auger.
Is that where you're gonna put the bait in?
Yeah. So this is the old school way of a punch hole. So you'll dig that out and make it look like a mouse hole. Something been digging in it. Something buried it. Because a coyote is a thief. And they will try to steal and mark and claim whatever's not theirs.
Easy food.
Yep, anything easy. don't know if you've heard of Casey Shootman. Does Management Advantage. He's the one that actually makes that bait.
Sarah, you gotta get a smell of it now.
Dad's told me some.
Well, you gotta see firsthand what it smells like.
That one's probably not the worst one.
He's told me some way he's gonna make some bait.
Get a whiff. Gotta get a whiff, Sarah. You gotta get a whiff. Come on.
What is that?
They don't tell you what all goes in them. Most of them have a little bit of bobcat meat in them.
What's in that?
I've heard that before. I think me and Willie's used some of that.
Most of them will use bobcat meat and some kind of fatty acid in there. Makes it smell good.
Woo! Yeah, that's strong.
That's just bait.
Yeah, I know, right? You got lure too?
Yep.
Corn feeder going on. Now what is that you're putting in on there?
So this is a lure.
Okay.
So the first one was a bait, which is something they want to eat.
Yeah.
The lure kind of draws them in to smell more. That one was Hoosier Trapper out. Or,
Yep. Familiar with those guys?
Yep. They're a good group of guys. Make really good bait. They make one of my favorite baits.
Whew, that's strong too.
This one's called Buffalo Oil. That's an old boy. He actually passed away this last year. Billy Doris was the guy that made that one. And it says buffalo oil. It could be a sun-rendered buffalo oil from the buffalo fish, but
Yeah.
it works good.
So we're just, you're just basically adding 3 different ingredients, just in the enticement, I guess.
Pretty much, because a coyote really smells kind of like in layers.
Yeah.
He's gonna smell. I guess I heard Casey Shootman explain it one time, like, if you smell a hamburger, you smell a whole hamburger. Whenever they're smelling a burger, they smell the lettuce and the tomato and the burger and the patty and everything. So they may not be in the mood for whatever that bait was, but they may have to have whatever that lure is.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And take a lot of leaf up stuff down there, just make them dig a little more.
Yeah, make them work. All right, trap number 1 set.
Number 1 set.
Well, we came out here today. Dalton got off work, came out to check the traps, and nothing so far. I think we had something dig out around the trap. I don't know if it was a coyote, may have been a coon. And what else did you say?
That's probably one of those.
One a coon. But anyway, so we're gonna set some more out. They're in here though. Like I said, we got pictures of them last night, literally 5 yards from one of the traps. So they're in here for sure. So it may take a couple of days. So we'll go set a few more traps out. See if we can catch something tomorrow or tonight.
Paying a poop over here. You draw people's attention, so people will walk off with traps to try this in public land. So, a little private land. A lot of times that means they're up there marking it.
Oh yeah.
He's blind in one eye.
He is blind in one eye.
That's two spring on there.
That's a pretty good sized yodi.
Yeah. He probably weigh 35 pounds or more. This cow's on a drag. See, he's come back here off this trail and got tangled up. Stand, bud. Yeah? Dark face, guys.
Yep.
Got some dark face.
You're a pretty cat. I want to give you guys a rundown real quick to close out this video. We ended up trapping, and I put in one of the clips that we trapped for about 3 weeks, and every single day we checked these traps, whether it was Dalton by himself or me with him. So whenever he'd get off work, he'd swing by and check some of the traps, maybe even a basketball coach. I wasn't able to check the traps with him every single day, but you better believe if I had an opportunity to go, I was headed out with him. And I think over the span of about 3 weeks, I called Dalton today actually, just to kind of touch base with him. I think we caught about 35 different critters, 12 coyotes, 2 bobcats I know for sure. And what's cool is 6 of those coyotes and both of those bobcats came off of my property. Caught a slew of coons, caught some possums, I think we caught 1 skunk, and then we caught 10 beavers out of a slough on the creek, and just kind of in a place where they were denning and stuff like that. But anyways, it was a good time. One thing that I've noticed this year compared to last year is I have not had as much predators on camera as I did last year. Now, of course, I still get like a coyote or bobcat on camera, but compared to last year, significant difference in the amount of predators that I have on camera. Anyways, hope you guys are getting out there, getting ready for some management stuff. Maybe you're going to be doing a little bit of trapping on your property and kind of getting prepped and ready for turkey season. So hope you all enjoyed this one.